Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. Last time we had just finished clearing out the Lazaret down on the reef, and now we were coming back to get our various rewards, and we were going to help Koro not get sacked by his boss who he's fallen in love with. And then we'll see where we go from there, because there's probably more to do in the Undercity where all those folks were, and whatever else as well. So
I'm ready to learn something new.
Yay! Level up. We can get ourselves some edge so that we can use our onslaught without an issue. Ah, there you are. The Eye of the Molox, please. Oh, it was a Molox eye, a Moloxan eye. That makes a lot of sense to me, but won't make any sense to you guys. They're a different player race. They're kind of humanoid bodies with brains that are kind of android-esque, and they have this eye in their forehead that kind of, when it's open they get bonuses, when it's closed they get different traits. Was he of any use to you? Yes, he was. Very well, Koro, you can stay. Don't try to limit your failures in the future to matters I care less about. Or do try, sorry. He exhales all at once and nods in your direction. With that out of the way, here is your reward for your considerable effort. Thank you. Ring of Entanglement. Okay. By the way, I managed to save a few of the drones in the Lazaret from the Peerless. Oh, your voice. Astonishing. Your predecessor couldn't have done better. A small bonus. Keep what you've learned in there to yourself until my book is finished. You got an ref. I think that's a sword? Maybe? Okay, I've solved your problem. Now I need help fixing a resonance chamber. Well, I remember what Adan told me. The chamber was built with living crystals from a world called the Ascension. Your predecessor was remarkably resistant to telling me what it was for, regardless of the interrogation methods I employed. Her mouth smirks. Well, we know what those were. At least the interrogations were exciting. Okay, he only said that it would stop the sorrow, and that none of the cast-offs could know about it, which seemed odd to me at the time. Escaping the sorrow would be in all of your best interests, I would think. She snaps her fingers. Seek out the cast-off who helped him build it. That surly artificer whose name escapes me at the moment.
Making a note.
I forgot his name, and I only saw him once. He has machines buzzing around, or buzzing away in his body, and circuits embedded in his flesh. Speak to Darn's little cult in Circus Minor. If you haven't already, they always seem to know who your brothers and sisters are. Outrageous. Allagan was actually right about something. Now, Celestige, the man is exceptional in his own way. Just because he can't match your analytical speed doesn't mean that he does not have gifts and wisdom of his own. At any rate, seek out the cult. They should know how to find your machine man brother. That's all you know? You are your father's son, aren't you? Not strictly speaking, but okay. You're just like him. Adan was fascinating, intense, focused on building that chamber, passionate one moment and distant as the stars the next. I never understood why. Oh, and Adan was ruthless, utterly ruthless. I'm living proof of that. Okay. I thank you. Can't say I would have done the same in your place. Oh, right, sorry, that was Koro. A burning mouse? The money I'll take, but what the... So, hold on, what did we get? We got... An RF is an artifact, which is... you've seen this ring fragment before. It's known as an RF, or power taken, and is one half of the artifact known as the Shadow Ring. You recall that this artifact belonged to a cast-off, though their identity escapes you. You remember only that the Changing God himself sundered this ring at the height of a cold rage and infused each half with mutually repellent energies. They have been separated from each other since. The god went through immense trouble to separate these two rings. It must be possible to reunite them. Examine the Aref. Okay, you hold the ring fragment in one hand, though it seems like this should be impossible. The small thing is incredibly heavy. Okay, fair enough. We'll put that away for a moment. What else did we get? He gave us a burning mouse. I don't know what that means. Oh, he gave us 2 rings of entanglement. 2 characters wearing these matching rings share all fettles and 25% of stats healed. Huh. Well, I'll wear... Oh, I have to swap this out, do I? Do you know what? If that's the case, then can I hand it to her? And hand it to her. So he can have one. She can have the other, which means that I get to heal both of them if I heal one or other of them. Can he level up yet? He can level up. Okay, well, we'll do him first. He can only increase his stat pools, and he's a might fighter as much as anything else, so we'll give him some more might.
A thing or two.
Issue challenge. Okay, so he gets a taunt. Yeah, and then choose one. Skill with defense. Resourceful. Skill with defense, because you're you're an NPC. You're not important. Right. Okay. Increase edge, intellect edge.
Did I learn that?
Okay, so now we can use onslaught without each point. Yeah, reduce the cost. So that's 1 point, and now it's 0 points. So we can use it without cost. Okay. Awesome. So now let's go talk to the cult. Oh, in fact, no. Let's go. Shouldn't have left. We'll go back inside because we need to talk to the kid and the. We need to talk to everybody in the Order of Truth because the Order of Truth is where it's at. Apparently, it is the fun place with all the tech and the things that we can mess around with. Right, and Snurf. Let's talk to Snurf. One of the foremen is trying to transfer energy into his children, but they keep dying. Do you think you can help?
Making a note.
Absolutely. I must regretfully ask for a small payment of 50 shins to cover my expenses. However, I am a guest here and not an Aeon priest. The city does not fund my research. Take the money. We've actually earned some money. It's fine. Excellent. Now let me ask you a few questions about the situation. Do try to be accurate, or the device I craft will be less effective. First of all, as you know, this is an unusual case. Machine intelligences are rarely driven to create offspring. Why does the foreman wish to create children? Doesn't everyone? Not in my experience, certainly not on my world. That is why we've made a reproduction mandatory. I'll simply write unknown reasons. On to the second question, has it had any success in transferring its energy to its children? How long does it take the children to expire? Almost immediately. Intriguing. Final question. How are the foreman's intelligences stored? It was shield coils, wasn't it? That would make sense from what I've heard from their behaviour. At any rate, I shall get to work. This should not take long. Here you are. In short, there is nothing wrong with the foreman's body, and it wants to have children. Therefore, something in the intelligence's governing spirit, the sub-intelligence, if you will, must be blocking the energy transfer. Attaching this device to the foreman should disable the sub-intelligence's defences. Good luck. Okay. Cool. And now you, other person. Oh, hello. I know you're a spy. How did you... No, it doesn't matter. It's true, but it's not what you think. I needed money for my work. The Order doesn't pay for anything besides basic living expenses. One of the Memorvera's people... Okay, maybe it's not what I thought it was. Came to me and me money for... I think there should be offered in there. There's an awful lot of text in this game, and I'm noticing every so often they seem to have missed out a word or something like that. I can understand it. Hopefully they'll patch it in at a later date with some corrections. I took it, of course I did. But when they found me the next time, they didn't want me to make or study anything. They wanted me to spy on the Order. I said no, and they hit me over and over, and every time I woke up, they hit me again. They beat me until I said yes. Let me help you. No, if they find out anyone knows, or that I'm hiding anything from them, they'll kill me. They said so. I don't deserve to be a priest, but I've worked so hard. Don't tell Min. Please keep your voice down. Okay, so it's a her. Only the first time. I hope it's the last. You hear things about life in the Bloom. How ruthless the people living there are. She's worse than anything you can imagine. What is the Bloom? It's a city-sized predator near Sager's Cliffs that people live inside. Bad things happen there, and the Memorvera is usually behind most of them. You don't want to cross her. Might surprise you. I doubt it, not after what I've seen. When I met her, there was a man chained to a table between us. One of her torturers, I suppose, was working on him, peeling his skin away strip by strip. He screamed and screamed, but she waited for the silence between the screams. She never raised her voice, and she never explained what the man had done to disappoint her. I think she had just decided to combine two appointments, mine and his. Okay. Well,
Ready.
For now, let's go and talk to the cult. I mean, we could rest again, actually. We probably deserve it after getting killed literally twice.
It is done.
In fact, we can go and have a chat with some people on the way as well. So we'll go through here and we'll see what's up, because we've got those silver orphans sat there, and silver orphans are kind of cool. They're little silver people who don't really speak. They have to try and communicate in other ways, and they've got other things going on, from what I recall. Let's go talk to one of them. Two silver humanoids stand near a small vehicle of indeterminate origin. Their skin has a reflective metal sheen that makes them appear both a part of and separate from the scenery around them. As you approach, both of them turn to face you. They have no mouths, and their eyes are a fathomless black, reflecting nothing. A name for these creatures rises from memory: silver orphans. It may not be the name by which they know themselves, but it's the name used by the Order of Truth. The silver orphans turn to stare at each other for several moments. Then one of them, the one on the right, gestures to you in a complicated pattern. Minds of machines we seek. Know you any? Although you can't understand their gestures, you can hear their thoughts. Why do you seek minds of machines? Calestige places a languid hand on your arm. Be sure to uncover their reasons, dear, but do remember that to share knowledge is to dilute its power. Silver orphans don't react to her words. They stare at you impassively, as though they can't hear you at all. The one on the left kneels, using a foreshortened finger to trace lines and circles in the dust at your feet. Ripples radiate from a point. First a square, then a human eye, then an unrecognizable mass of interconnected dots. The silver orphan looks up at you, waiting your reply. Any minds of machines that we may find that which was lost. Tell the orphans about the anything in the underbelly. You sketch the appropriate, an approximation of the city's manufactory, including rough depictions of the foreman. Glorious, we thank you. Take reward for service. Thermodynamic detonation. We got a bomb. Tell the orphans about the peerless drone. One mind or many? Many peerless. Hold on. You draw an approximation of the Reef of Fallen Worlds, indicating the location where you met the peerless drones with an X, and copying the orphan's original drawing next to it. The one on the left crouches and adds a quick stroke that you take to be a query for further information. After some thought, you draw one of the drones you encountered, then some more beside it for good measure, linking them all together in an attempt to indicate their connection to one another. The orphan on the right likewise crouches and stops your hands before turning to face its twin, many peerless. Long moments pass before they look back at you in unison. Then they each reach inside themselves, withdrawing parts of an unidentifiable device. They fit the parts together, handing you a complete but curious Numenera, the likes of which you've never seen. You have the feeling they're very pleased to have this particular intelligence reported to them. Great help you provide. Great thanks you receive. I'll let you know if I find any other machine intelligences. What do we get? Granted abilities, energize. Where does this go? It's an ornament again. Convert energized. All damage dealt is converted to a chosen type. We'll keep it. It sounds useful, but I quite like the more defensive thing that we've already got as an ornament at the moment. So we'll keep that for now. Can you put me into a trance? She looks... No one has ever asked me to do that. Now take my hands and close your eyes. Okay. So is she the way in which I can jump in and out of this place then?
Let's go.
And the other doorway is still closed?
I'm ready.
Portal is okay. Okay, so I need...
Let's go.
I can't really do much in here until such time as I reopen the portal. So that's fine, we'll just leave again. At least we know how that works. And now we'll rest, and then we will head to go and talk to our cult friends. And then maybe we'll take a look around the rest of the city, because there's still a fair amount of stuff that we've not seen. Like a room. How much? Oh, 20 shins per person, I understand. There you go.
Lovely.
I wonder how many people I can have in my team generally, because it seems like you can have 4, but...
Fair enough.
There's no... What was that? Procreate... Oh, that's for the other dude. Okay, so that... This leads... elsewhere. Okay, do you know what? Let's... There's a fair amount around. Who's that? Nice. That's okay, so that's a Memorvera guard. Let's head down into the manufactory. Give the foreman his thing. Maybe have a bit more of a look around underground, because there was like a murder scene or something there that we can probably go and stick our noses in.
On my way.
In fact, what's this over here before we go anywhere?
All right.
Ambassadors, wealthy townfolk. Okay.
Fair enough.
Let's leave that for the moment. We'll come back there. Let's climb down. Let's go and make the foreman. Let's go and help the foreman, like, give life to his babies.
Let's go.
Hey, friend. We're back. You have bought a device from the Order of Truth. What is its purpose? It should bypass the part of you that is preventing you from creating offspring. Very well, I am ready. Use the turbine. Yeah, I think we can help him 100%. Success. The turbine hums into life. The fans begin to whirl. Singing a high trembling note, the cold energy pours through the air like blood from a wound, flooding into the motionless children. One by one, their tiny eyes flicker into life. One by one, the foreman's eyes go out. Its voice mesh rattles as if it's going to speak. Go, explorer. And it falls silent. The children watch the death of their parent with wide glowing eyes. He'd want me to thank you, but I ain't. You knew him all of 10 minutes. Known him my entire life, I have. And you came and took him from me. Some of the little constructs wander in circles, chirping to themselves. One of them is already making for the exit, and one is motionless, stillborn. I think we'll take the dead one. Stillborn construct. Oh, it's a little sad. You carefully pick up the stillborn construct, cradling it. The rest of the foreman's children chase each other for a few moments longer before following the one heading for the exit. Ah, how lovely. I hope no one steps on them. True enough.
Yes, child.
Let's go and stick our nose into a crime scene then. How long have we been going? 20 minutes. Okay, so we got some time.
Let's go.
What's down here? What's that? That is literally the core behind. Motionless limbs of a Stitchus protrude from the mound. Main carapace, dried ichor. No, that's not good. Let's get him out. Once you warm to the task, nearly flinging them aside, examine the uncovered corpse. Clearly the creature was digging this tunnel when the roof collapsed and killed it. Its small claw is mangled and smashed, but apart from that, from the crushed thorax and a few gashes on the carapace, body itself is surprisingly intact. That's sad.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, there was some mighty use
Yes.
there.
Now.
Paranoid man and woman, huh? Why are you paranoid? You know too, don't you? The jagged dream is down here.
Let's go.
Okay. Underbelly thugs. Folsom, whoever you are, you sound like one of the cast-off godlings. That explains the missing pieces. Okay. This man towers over you, enormously fat and draped in gaudy robes. His expression is calm, stern even, as he regards the bloody mess spread across the floor and wall. The hooded figures on either side of him tense as you approach. He turns to inspect you, eyebrow lifted, and raises his hand. His bodyguards relax, watching you. In the space of a second, his eyes flick over you. He nods, apparently to himself, as if your presence has confirmed something he expected. What are you doing in the underbelly, falling star? How do you know I was a falling star? Who are you? People of the underbelly struggle. They live and die in the dark. Their sorrows do not reach the ears of those who live in the light. And so I speak for them before the mighty, protect them from the predators that see them as easy prey, and I avenge them when I fail. Now answer my questions. Why are you here? How do you know who I am? An odd question. You fell from the sky like a comet and somehow survived. My people have been watching you since you set foot on the beach. Now that I have answered your question, answer mine. What are you doing here? Looking for someone. Are you? I know everyone in the underbelly, and I'm seeking someone as well. Perhaps we can help each other.
I'll remember that.
This is all that remains of Weedle, one of my proteges. I had hopes for him. Now they will never be realized. The underbelly is poorer without him. Bring me any information you find. Help me discover the identity of his killer, and you will be rewarded.
Making a note.
There is an assassin named Matkina. She is known as the White Death. I have helped her find work in the past, but she has become erratic. If she is not involved, she might know who is. If you wish to help in this matter, ask her what she knows. The creature named Mapper may know where she is. You can count on me! I hope so. Trustworthy allies are in short supply. I want to examine the murder scene behind you. I will not have you trample through the blood without cause, so there better be one. I don't need your help that badly, Godling. Murderer may have left behind evidence. I won't know unless you look. Let him pass when he's ready. Okay. Let's go take a look.
Yes. Now.
Not much remains of Folsom's former protege beyond a vast, still pool of blood with a skinned hand at its centre. The bloody circle is scrawled on the wall nearby. Inspect the hand in the pool of blood first. Flayed hand with long, slender fingers lies palm up in the centre of the pool of blood. The rest of the victim is missing.
Making a note.
Step away. Inspect the bloody circle on the wall. It is immediately clear that the dashes and bleeding pinpricks decorating this circle are not random. This is a symbol drawn with careful intent. Unfortunately, it means nothing to you. Before you can look away from the circle, the memory bulges painfully through your thoughts, and the memory isn't yours. Surrender to the memory no matter how much it hurts. Fresh blood streams over the circle, yanking you through the hollow at its centre into the world beyond. A strip of blistered land coils through a void as black as a gaping mouth. The air is thick, foul, and textured with the slickness of maggots. Nausea slams into you, filling your head, infecting your thoughts. Because of course it does. You shove the horrific memory from you, slamming your mind shut like a door and swallowing the knot of nausea in your throat. After seeing that world, the bloody pool at your feet seems almost mundane. So, are we looking for an ultra-terrestrial kind of demon? Have any idea of the killer's motives? I have suspicions. I have enemies. It takes no imagination to conclude that this was meant to hurt me, but the killer did not slit Weedle's throat and leave him for me to find. No, they spilled an ocean of his blood and scrawled nonsense on the wall. If this is a message for me, I cannot interpret it. It suggests the killer is crazy, but which of my enemies is insane? Or are insane? Okay.
Of course.
Well, we'll look into it. But Mapper. Distance, it looks as if this mutant is wearing a form-fitting suit of finely patterned lines with white, yellow, and pale blue. On closer inspection, it becomes apparent that these are tattoos, and they cover nearly the entirety of his body, even his shaved head. His actual clothes are simple and worn, and his boots look as though they've seen hard use. He's studying meaningless swirls and whirls on his arm, and mouthing names that mean nothing to you. Solvi, Balint, Urgal, Tentries. When he looks up at you, you see a strange device covers one of his eyes. A deep blue light shines in its center, and it seems to measure and evaluate you as he focuses on you. He smiles as you approach, a broad, beaming grin that says he considers you a friend already. I'm Mapper, he says, extending a hand. A new face. New faces mean new places. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere around here. I've found my way into places long sealed and best forgotten. Met all sorts of people. He frowns. Can't say I cared much for some of them. It's true. His voice is fast, insistent, and incisive. Still, I try. The community, of our world are islands of light. Sometimes they wink out, and sometimes they flare up. I want to link them together. I want to be a bridge. Okay. Have you heard anything about murders down there? Murders? What murders? No one tells me anything. One of the drawbacks of being a drifter, I suppose. No one thinks to keep you informed. Of course, in a place like this, people don't generally talk to each other much anyway. You say you want to be a bridge. How do you even do that? I travel, I see places, I map them out on my skin and maybe inside me, I don't know. I mean, the lines change when I look, and they've got to be stored somewhere, or someplace, right? I just need to collect places. I need to know that I've done something. Making maps is all I know. It's all I want to know. Okay.
I'll remember.
Looking for a woman named Makina. Makina, the White Death? I've heard of her. I know where she hides too. He grins wide, exposing a mouthful of extraordinarily white and clean teeth. I can tell you where she is, but I hate to say it comes with a price. Much as I love to talk about my travels, I need to finish a patch of Sagas Cliff's map. And I need bragging rights for the next time I see navigators. Also, she might not be happy I've told you. But I might be able to help you find it for a trade, of course. Have you ever heard of the Changing God, savior of Sagas Cliffs in time past and so forth? They say he had a sanctuary under the city, a place he used to retreat to and plan for the future while he was thought on in the past. You know, making possibility maps. Okay. Making maps of possibilities. I understand. That sanctuary is the one important place I haven't seen in Sagas Cliffs, and I need to fill in my map. As far as I can tell, it's not far past the Stitcher lair. The problem I'm having is that I just can't make sense of their language. Maybe you can talk to them. It's a hell of a price, I know, but there it is. You want to find Makina? You'll find the sanctuary for me. Okay, but first...
In this world, then.
First, we're going to go talk to the cult, because I think getting access to the tides mechanics may be particularly helpful. So if we go and talk to the cult, find out what we can do about fixing the resonance chamber, fix the resonance chamber, then come back and keep going with this stuff, then potentially we'll be in good nick.
Don't mind if I do.
Naturally.
Let's go and talk to our friends over here by the clock, shall we?
I'm ready.
Maybe on. Who did you say could lead me to repair a resonance chamber? Consulted my records, made inquiries on your behalf. Perhaps the cast-off aid in construction. Your sister, the albino. Okay. But okay, so we're
Gladly.
off looking for other folks anyway. So let's have a little search
We
around
shall
then.
see.
If we've got the opportunity to do so, we may as well. What's
Without
this over
doubt.
here? Is this just another way down to merchants?
Why not?
You've got a name, which means I assume that you're more important. Amber mandibles from pale human flesh. Her voice is warm, tumbling flood of spoken thoughts and impulses. A fair afternoon to you. Warm, isn't it? Well, not as warm as it could be, but this is the warmest minute of the week by a considerable margin. Oh, you have one of those tattoos too. Anyway, can I interest you in some prime artifacts, dusty relics, Numenera of uncertain origin? He looks like that pale woman. No, you're right. Birdie not looks, smells. Okay. Oh, right, a pale lady. She wanted to fix an artifact of hers, but I couldn't make any sense of it. And that is rare, believe me. I felt sorry for her. To tell you the truth, she seemed sad, like she'd lost something and was never going to get it back. And she wouldn't say what she'd lost when I asked her. I know I could have helped. Okay. I'm looking for that woman you mentioned. Her name was Matkina. Do you remember where she went? I don't know anything else about her. I wish I could help more. Looking for someone. Oh, I'd love to. Complex machines are my favourite, but no, I shouldn't. I'm really behind on work orders this month. Better off someone else, sorry. Okay. Tell me what you're selling. What do you got? So she's a cipher vendor. Well, I can sell you my oddities because I don't need them. Oh, the burning mouse is a... Immediately remove all positive. Okay. Well, we can sell you. We can sell you. Okay. Thanks. Bye. Zolfi the Sculptor. Portly man's cracked and bleeding hands. Always moving, picking fretfully at his thick lips, running through his thinning hair, or moulding aimless shapes in the air. His clothes are marked with paint, dust, dried blood, and clay. His eyes brim with frustrated tears as he studies the strangely familiar sculptures arrayed about him. A soul like slivers of ice, he mutters. Fingertips long, shriveled, sharp, screams trapped in flesh. She holds him in place. She's killing him. He's not looking at her. Why? Why isn't he? Afraid? No. He claws absently at his sparse beard. What am I not seeing? What am I missing? Who was he? What was he feeling? Without that, I can do nothing. What's wrong? Everything. Every detail is almost right, which means everything is wrong. I'm Zolfi, or Zalfi. Stone carver, sculptor, divine painter of living eyes. And in this challenge, my greatest work, my talent has finally abandoned me. Behold my art. Wanderer, witness these dull stumps. These crude replicas of a sublime being. What is it you think I've made? Try to call this sculpture's look. Success. You stare at the sculptures. Your memories flow into sweeping curves, teasing you with what you've seen in your short life and beyond. Yes, the towering thing is the true form of the creature that pursues you. Zalfi has sculpted the sorrow. You don't realise that you've spoken aloud until you hear Zalfi's gasp and see tears in his eyes. Yes, sorrow, or even grief, is present in the work. I feel it, but where? I cannot pull it from the stone. I saw this creature on a cold night not long ago. Smoking coronas of blackened light drew me to my window, and there on the street below was she, gripping a man in her talons. Before my very eyes she ripped his essence from him, leaving him a steaming husk. But what do you care? You don't grasp the importance of capturing such a subject. I've seen aspects of her. Maybe I can help you capture the details. You think I'm trying to sculpt the killer? Of course I am. I've succeeded, in fact. She is beauty and vengeance incarnate. What artist worth his metal couldn't capture such a being? But she doesn't need to be remembered. How could anyone forget such a lethal creature? No, the source of my ruin is this damnable man. He stared eternity in the face and did not blink, but he will be forgotten unless I capture him here. And I cannot do that unless I know what drove him. The moment he fell, I ran for the street, but the Dendra Ohur claimed his body and took it away, probably to their foul chapel in Underbelly. Now I'll never know who he was.
Making a note.
If I learn anything about your subject, I'll let you
Let's
know.
go.
Just means we'll go and talk to the Dendra Ahura, have a couple of questions. Come to buy a slave, cast off. If you've come to me, you must want something of the sort. How do you know I'm a cast off? The tattoo. I've had dealings with your kind before. I know about you. So, cast off, I have information you might want. Of course, it comes with a price. Kind of information. You think you'll get it from me that easy? I don't think so. I know your type. You cast-offs, not a one of you can be trusted. I give you this information, you're gone before I can collect my price. So forgive me if I decline to say outright what secrets I hold.
Updated my journal.
One of my wards has run off. She's taken a head wound. Not my doing, and I've been watching after her. I don't know where she's gone, but I suspect she's headed to Cliff's Edge. Plenty of other urchins clamouring about the place, and she'd find it easy to blend in. Sadly, my troop and I are detained here, so we can't go ourselves. These lack-nibbers are tired of hunting her. Damn girl hides well, too well. She's a scrawny child named of Rin. Head wound, but it's covered by dark, curly hair. Has a little necklace around her throat. Babbles about her gods. Go get her for me and I'll tell you what you want to know. Why must you make this difficult? You heard my terms. You can choose to do it or not, but you'll never know if you don't try. And really, how hard can it be? Find Rin, bring her back to me. You profit, not hard. Answer other questions for me first. Fine. Or not. Bye.
Gladly.
Hold on. Why are you two just stood here? This couple stands together, their shared gaze fixed away from you. No words pass between them. Instead, they share a silent language of tenderness. Their bodies turn subtly towards each other, forming a private space between them. His hands reach for hers, and without looking, she claims it. Still looking past you, they smile together. His is a curving line carved in oak. Hers is an unabashed and radiant lantern on a starless night. He's so beautiful. I hope we're a good home for him. Turning, you see the object of their attention, a young boy darting between the stalls and playing in the dust. Each distant, exhilarated shout widens their respective smiles and tightens their grip on each other. Perception. But all is not entirely well here. Your sharp eyes notice their knuckles whitening on their joined grip, the slivers of sorrow or fear in their eyes. The child's joy seems to be a source of pain for them as well. Is that your son? Yes, he says firmly. He's still watching the boy, but a wary stillness has passed into his posture. She swats his shoulder, and there's more punch than playfulness in it. Not yet, she says. We adopted Jerem, and we're waiting to see how he feels about that, aren't we, Kellenor? His eyes flicker stubbornly, but he does not respond. Go away. Go away. No, I won't go away. This is interesting. Why did you decide to adopt? Well, Kellenor and I, we've been together for how long? Years. Let's see how long this one lasts. And we knew we wanted children, so we tried and tried, and we tried a lot. Some days, I barely had time to put my clothes on before Kel took them off again. Okay, go on. Well, there was poor Kel, practically falling asleep on the shift, forgetting his trousers half the time, and me with nothing to show for it but a glow on my cheeks. Clearly, we were working a barren field, or faulty seeds. Does run in the family. So we decided to find a child who needed a home rather than getting old trying to make one of our own. That answer your question? More than adequately. I thought so. We get asked this question a lot. And finally, we found that being explicit about the process made the questions just melt away. What brings you here? Jerem likes it. We don't have much time between shifts or money to spend on fripperies, so we bring him to the market where he can watch and play. It's better than a night at the theatre. Okay.
With alacrity.
Something seems dodgy around that, but we'll let it go for now.
Yes.
Head across the bridge, take a look out this way instead. How long have we been playing this time? 47 minutes. Again, we've not done an awful lot, but we've found out a lot, and that's one of the things that I like about the pen and paper version of Numenera as well. It's very much a case of you can come and you can explore and find things, and that's what gains you progression. That's what kind of gets you places. It's not just about attacking things and stuff like that. But if we just quickly save, and then we'll call it quits there, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this entertaining or fun, then please drop me a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.